Good evening. Welcome to Quill and Note Stampin' with Laura. My name is Laura Verbeek and I am a demonstrator with Stampin' Up. And we're coming to you tonight with a project. It is not cards this evening. So we're trying something else new, and I hope you guys enjoy this. So we did Which One Wins Wednesday, and so I put out a photo last night that showed butterfly punch and the dragonfly punch, and it was decided that it would be dragonflies this evening. And so that's what we're going to be working with. So we're not making a card, and I hope you guys enjoy this. I just want to show you another way to use your stamp sets. Maybe you aren't a card maker. Maybe you do something else that's creative. So, oh, hey, Mom. Thanks for joining me. Yeah. So let's get started. We're going to be using the dragonfly punch. We're also going to be using a couple of the circle punches, the 2 1/4 and 2 inch. So just going to put that to the side. We're also going to be using the stamp set Make a Difference. So this stamp set is this beautiful cursive, and it's got also just plain type numbers. And then the other neat thing about this set is that it has these awesome little sayings at the bottom if you are to make your own cards. So if you want to make your own cards and you want people to know that you made it, this is a great set to get. You can then say handcrafted just for you and put that on the back of a card. So if I did this thank you card, I could stamp handcrafted just for you, and then I could even write my name with it. And there's one that says made with love. You can put in your website, lots of different things. Now, oh, there's even a deliver to, so that could go on the front of your card. If you want to make your own stationery, it says from the desk of. And if you want to sell your cards that you make with Stampin' Up images, then you can do that. But the only thing you have to do is make sure that on the back of your card, you have this copyright sign that has the C in the circle and Stampin' Up. So yeah, this is a really, really cool set. It's got this beautiful flower and some other things. So we're going to be using this and we're going to be using the Dragonfly Garden. And yeah, so let's get started. I do something called bullet journaling. I'm not sure if any of you know what that is. So I'll quickly explain what it is. It's like a day timer and a memory book and a scrapbook. And it can be anything that you want. That's the nicest thing about a bullet journal. Sometimes people call it a bujo, B-U-J-O. And so I have about, 3 or 4 that I have finished, and I just finished another one, and so I'm starting a new one. And so this is the color I chose, and this is a Lectern 1917 book. And the difference between this and other books is sometimes they are plain inside, sometimes they're lined, and sometimes they are dotted. The one that I use for bullet journaling is dotted, and so it has these little grid dots all over it. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to make my March title page and my calendar page and show you how I'm going to use my stamps to do that. So if you have any questions while I'm doing this, please type them in the comments and I'd be happy to answer them if you have questions about stamping or about bullet journaling. I'll try to answer some as I go along, and maybe I'll answer questions that I think you might have as we happen along. Okay, so first thing that we're going to do is I I've left some pages blank. This is a brand new book, and I often have stuff at the beginning, you know, my kids' school schedules and their contacts for their teachers, things like that. But we're going to start with the March calendar page. The nice thing about bullet journals is they are whatever you want them to be. So if you want to use a ruler and make everything perfectly straight, if you want to type things out, print them out and stick them in your book, you're welcome to do that. Anything that you like, you are welcome to do. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by drawing out my calendar for the month of March. Normally I would just sit here and kind of count out loud as I did it, but since I'm going to be on here with you, you don't want to sit there and hear me count 6 a million times. So I did some dots on here with my pencil, and I'm taking my pool party. This is a Stampin' Up marker. This is the other thing we're using today. It comes in every color that we have. I'm using today Pool Party, Cajun Craze, Pear Pizzazz, and the black. Okay, so I don't use a ruler. I used to be super duper ruler person, and now I'm just not. Sometimes it's not perfect. Sometimes it's a little bit squiggly. I don't care. It's just for me. I'm using the end of my marker that is the brush end. There is a fine tip and a brush end, and I am currently using the brush end because I want these lines to be just a little bit. Ooh, that looks wrong. It is wrong. See, here I'm talking and I'm not paying attention. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Well, since I'm doing this for you guys right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I must have miscounted. I am going to start on a new page. I'm going to glue those pages together. That's the other joy of bullet journaling. You guys are going to get to see me totally mess up. Okay. So, yes, I'm just going to start over here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm just going to start again. So anyhow, I like to make my grid with thick lines, and then we're going to go back in, and I might pull out my ruler just so I can see what I'm doing here. So each one of these dots is 1 centimeter. And so that is helpful if you want to grab your ruler. And I'll just show you. So if I were to pull this out, I'd want for 6, sorry, it's a 1/2 centimeter. See that? So that's 6 dots. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Some people can just eye it. I'm not that good at that. And obviously I drew my dots thinking I was on top of things, and I was not. So we're just going to pull out the old ruler. Okay. So then we're just going to meet up all of these. So you can pick whatever color you like. This is a pretty light color to draw with. And so I would not pick this color or like a yellow, something like that. You're going to run into some problems seeing it if you use too light of a color. And so, yeah. But Pool Party is one of my favorite colors, but in the marker, in the ink, it's pretty light compared to, I would say, the paper itself. And so we're just going to come right across here. we've got our grid. Okay. So that was with Pool Party. Next we're going to take our, our black. This is just our basic black. And my calendar always starts with Sunday to Saturday. Now when I do my daily grids, I actually like, or my weekly grid, I actually like my week to start on a Monday rather than on a Sunday. But for my monthly, I like to look at it Sunday to Saturday. And I'm just going to quickly go in here and write out okay. Now you could come in here with a stamp and do these if you wanted to, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to write them out. I'm going to be writing in my book, so my writing is going to be throughout it. Now I use my bullet journal as my list maker, daily reminders, future planning, goal setting. I also have in the past done things like listed all the concerts I've ever been to. That's the kind of thing that I like to have a record of. Now I'm going to, what's the next thing we're going to do? Okay, we're going to put our pen away and we're going to pull out our stamp set. So we're going to start with our Dragonfly Garden here. I'm going to grab this guy right here. It's really pretty. This is a cling stamp set, so it's the rubber, which means it's a fantastic, it's a really, really intricate stamp. And for those ones, you definitely want the cling. And I'm going to grab my Cajun Craze and I'm going to ink this up. Make sure I've got all my Cajun Craze on there. Perfect. I'm going to come in on the side. And I press that down. Now, because this is a cling stamp, it has that padding on it already, so I don't need the mat underneath it with photopolymer. Although this is a pretty hard surface, so even if I was using the cling, or sorry, the photopolymer, it would be also pretty good. Okay, I'm going to clean that off because we're going to be using that again with a different color on another page. Just going to give that a good clean. Make sure I don't have any on there. You can see I've got ink on my fingers from before. So if you're just tuning in and you want to say hello, that would be great. I am going to be still sending out a card this week. It just won't be one that I made on the air. Just going to put that away for a moment. Oh, I need it again. That's right. I can leave it out. So I'm not making a card today. Instead, I'm showing you my March layout for my bullet journal. Hi, Tracy. Thanks for joining. Now, I know that my mom and Tracy both bullet journal, so hopefully this will be of interest to you guys. So I'm now going to grab one of the sentiments. I'm going to grab this. The good things grow all year long. And I'm going to stamp that in, do I want this in Peripassage? No, I want this in Memento. I just re-inked my Memento up so it's nice and juicy again. It was getting a little bit sad. Oh, thanks, Tracy. Yeah, I have to be honest, I've taken a little bit of a hiatus from my bullet journal. The pandemic has caused me to give a few things up and I decided I need to get back on to that because it does bring me quite a bit of joy. So March is, oh, you've been stamping yours too? Oh yeah, your feathers, you showed me, they're beautiful. I decided that March is the month I actually am still using my old one just for this last couple of days of February, because it helps me stay on track, helps me organize my thoughts, and it's a great record of what I've done. And obviously I didn't want to remember a lot of this year because I was not using it, which is also not okay. Okay, so I'm going to put this guy away. So I like this set because it has some really nice sentiments that can go with my bullet journal. So I did this Make Good Things Grow all year long. And I'm trying to get in a more positive mindset. So I'm going to pull out these little butterflies, these little baby butterflies. And I'm going to grab my Pear Pizzazz. And I'm actually going to stamp off. So I need my scrap paper here. So I want these guys to be pretty light. Yeah, very true, Tracy. Very true. I mean, at the beginning I was really good. I was like, oh, porch visit with, went for a walk with, things like that. I was just trying to give myself some things to be happy about. And yeah, but then I started to get a little bit depressed, and so I stopped using it. So yeah, I'm just stamping a couple of these around, but I'm doing second generation stamping or stamping off. You might know it is 2 different ways. So I'm just gonna bring this in down here. Stamp off the page a little bit. Okay. So now is when we're going to be using the other stamp set, this Make a Difference stamp set. And I really do need to use this one more because it's quite versatile, and I kind of keep forgetting about it. If you get a card from me, you'll know that I have a sticker on the back, and it does have that little copyright sign in it, and that's, you know, if I happen to sell a card, or then that's important. So what I've done is I've pulled out the letters that I need, and we're going to start by putting, I've got this little guy here. Oh, I got a little bit of red on here. I wonder where that came from. The nice thing about bullet journaling is it's just whatever you want it to be, or whatever you don't want it to be. It's really flexible that way. So I think we're going to do Cajun Craze. And I'm going to start with my S. So I'm going to do my Sunday and my Saturday. So I'm just going to come over here. Because it's photopolymer, I can see through it. See how beautiful a script that is. I'm going to do S over here as well. There we go. Let's give that a quick clean. I don't need my S anymore. I'm just going to place him on here. So I think in my video the other day, you guys might have seen, this is where I put my magnets, or sorry, my die cuts, but I also will sometimes stick my stamps there, so I don't lose them when I'm busy doing, especially lots of these little guys. So what else do we have here? I think this is my T. So I'm going to put this right here, and Monday and Tuesday. I don't need my T anymore. Oops, knocked them right off. And then, what else do we need? Is this the W? Yes. So we need Wednesday in here. Was better with washi tape. Well, what do you mean, Mom? Laying out washi tape on your bullet journaling? I like washi tape too. So here's my F for Friday. And almost finished. I need my M, which I'm going to need for March as well. Oh yes, washi tape. Yes, agreed. Okay, so now that we've got that part done, I'm just going to put away my Cajun craze. I'm going to grab my Stampin' Up marker, and this time I'm going to use the fine tip end. And I'm just going to come in here and I'm just going to do some printing of the days of the week. Now my writing is not as nice as the stamps, but c'est la vie. Oh, my dog needs to be let out. 1 second. I want to yell in your ear for my kid to grab her. 1 moment. Oh yes, Lucy, just a moment. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, now we are going to put in the word March. So, where did I put my M? Oh, I put it up here. Okay. So I'm going to be doing that in Pear Pizzazz. And come in here up at the top, in the middle, and just quickly go through all the letters. Yeah, well, I kind of made a mess of this one already. Might have to put something down the middle here because I normally would be one step over. I think that I might have just missed. This is a new book, and in my old book, because I was pretty clear with my my spacing. I've done these pages I don't know how many times, but I think they took away one of the lines at the top. My march looks like it's marching away a little bit. Not perfectly straight. That's okay. Again, this is just for me. And I guess for you guys to see. Okay, so there's my march. And then I'm gonna quickly grab my my letters. We need our 2 and our 0 and our 1. And I think I'm also going to grab this guy right here. And the only thing with these guys is they are teeny tiny, so you have to be careful that you don't lose them. So here's the 2, and I'm going to do this in Memento. Probably should not put that right where my arm goes. And I'm going to put, ooh, I don't think I inked that up very well. There we go. Just come over here and put in the 2, and then my 0, 20, we're finished with the 0, go back to the 2, 20, 20, now we're going to grab our punch and we're going to put in some of our beautiful dragonflies. Okay, 2021. Now I've got a big guy that I've already stamped, so I'm just going to put him in here and then I'll show you how to do that. But I already had this guy already. I'm not going to be using any dimensionals today. I know it. You guys are all surprised. Can Laura go a day without using dimensionals? And the answer is yes. Today is the day. No dimensionals on this project because it would pump up my page way too much. So I'm just using some of my glue dots here to adhere my... So again, I'm using the same colors. This is Cajun Craze. And I'm just going to come right here, put him there. And then we're also going to grab our punch. Where's our punch? Right in front of us. Okay, and I don't need any more of the big guys, but I'm going to get a bunch of the little guys. So I'm going to try to use as little of the paper as possible. Whoops, left a little snag in there. So this punch is really fun. You get to go have both. Lost that guy off my table. Darn it. Okay, so if you like punches, especially if you don't have the die cutting machine yet, they are a great way to add some dimension to your projects. And so I would highly recommend this set if you don't have it yet. And if you are interested, I'm going to be having a class in March. We're at the end of March, but the order date is coming up pretty soon here. I think it's next Friday is the deadline so that everything can be ordered. If you want to do a class that uses this set and this stamp set, because we're going to be making some cards. So if that interests you, then you might want to get your order in for this set, and I would recommend doing it before the end of Celebration, which is this weekend. So if you don't have all, that one flew off my table too. Okay, there's going to be a ton of these guys floating around my room. If you haven't been able to take advantage of Celebration yet, or you would like to do a little bit more Celebration, then you need to have your order in ASAP because we are running out of time. Now, if you're interested in trying Paper Pumpkin, then this is also a great time to order because you can get a 3-month, a 6-month, a 12-month subscription and have that be part of and get some Celebration rewards for doing so. So I'm going to put this guy over in the blank spot there. Oh, my dog is back. I don't think she had dinner. That's why she suddenly decided she was hungry. So I'm just putting these guys all over my page. And aren't they easy to work with? Now there isn't a stamp that goes with this. I can show you guys how to use the stamp set so that you get some ink on these guys, but they're pretty nice on their own. So hopefully you can't hear my son talking. He's chatting away on the phone outside my door, playing basketball or something. Okay, so there we go. On this page, I normally would write in something interesting that happened that day, or yeah, something fantastic. Like, I think that's maybe one of the reasons I quit. There wasn't a lot of fantastic happening, or at least that's how it felt. But now I write in. I'm just gonna grab a little piece of paper to slide in where my mistake is. So as you can see, I kind of made a boo-boo with my lines when I was drawing, and that's okay. Normally, like my mom said, you can cover that up with washi tape. I'm just going to come in here with this, and I'm actually going to rip the ends, and I'm going to put some adhesive on the back of this. And I'm going to stick this right in here. It looked like I wanted to do that right from the beginning. Kind of, maybe. I don't know. Anyhow, there we go. So that is that page. Now what we're going to do is we're going to grab a piece of Cajun Craze, this page, and I need a piece that is, I was using my ruler, there it is. I need a piece that is 5 1/4 by 7 1/4. So we're just going to bring in our trimmer here. 5 1/4. I'm using a big chunk of this piece of paper. Put this off to the side for dragonflies. And I need to pull out my arm. And 7 1/2 or 7 1/4. 7 1/4. Okay. So I'm going to put my bullet journal off to the side for a moment, but see, this is just going to fit onto the page, okay? I'm just going to put that to the side while we work on it. So, what are we going to start with? Going to grab these guys right here, and I'm going to do some stamping in the same color. And I'm going to stamp on my scrap piece because I'm going to start up in this corner. And that is my son making all that noise. They are off school for the next 4 days straight. I'm just coming in here and I'm stamping. I'm not going to do the whole page. I'm going to sort of do, like, it looks like a flock of butterflies that are flying. So this is what happens when you stamp it the same color as the ink is the same color as your paper. I think it's lovely. So I've got this coming down here. Ooh. Should have been paying a little bit closer attention to that. Since it's not photopolymer, I can't see through it. Oh, did all right. And do I want any more in there? Maybe just. No, that one has water in it, Lucy. My dog likes to play with water bottles that are empty, but I have a water bottle in my room that has water in it. And she's trying to get it. And that, no, leave that please, Luce. Thanks. Honestly. Okay. So I'm going to clean off this guy right here. My chamois, and I don't think I need this anymore at the moment. Next I'm going to grab some of the Pear Pizzazz, and I need a piece that is 5 1/4 by 1 inch. So let's see, is this already at 5 1/4? No, it's not. So we're going to take a piece off of here, 5 1/4, and that is 1 inch. Lucy has a lot of energy tonight. Okay. So what we're going to do with this is we're going to be using that large stamp again, but we're only going to be using part of it. Take Pear Pizzazz, and I'm just going to ink up the top part because we are going to come over here like this. And we're just going to keep going along at different intervals. So we have this little garden along the bottom of this band of paper. And again, we're using the same technique. We are stamping on color on color. And I'm just going to come a little bit to the side here. There we go. Okay, so now we are finished with this one. So I'm gonna lean it off on my very dirty chamois, but still looks like a charm. If you don't have this yet, I guess the question is why? I can't imagine cleaning my stamp with anything else now. Okay, so now we've got this. And not quite finished our stamping with that. So this is going to come across here. Oh my gosh, my dog. You're gonna get kicked out of here, Lucy. If you want to at this point, if you have the die cut and emboss machine, you can come in and emboss this. Am I going to do that for you guys? I'm going to show you what it looks like. So all I'm doing is I'm taking one of the very subtle folders, actually the subtle folder, that's actually what it's called. And I'm going to use our machine here. Now we need, when we're embossing a 3D image, which we are, we need this plate, and then we're going to place our paper in here. Now it's not going to do the whole thing, but that's okay because we're going to have that little border that green border that goes across. I just want to make sure that this is pretty straight though. And then we're going to put this into our machine. I cannot use my small one, which I know you guys can see a whole lot better because this is a very large embossing folder. So we're just going to come across here. My dog has locked her ball under my desk. She wants it, and I am not helping her. You ever just have one of those days? That's one of my days. Okay. Do we also want to do our little green piece? Yeah, why not? So, shh, leave it, Lucy, please. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put this in here, and then we're going to put this across. And it's just going to give a little bit of texture to our page without adding too much bulk of anything. There we go. Set that to the side. There we go. I'm not sure if you can see that or not. You might be able to see it on this one because this part doesn't have it. But yeah, so that's the effect that we're going for. It's just going to give it a very subtle look. Okay, so we want to adhere that. So the other thing that we're not going to be using any of today is embellishments. Might be able to get away with some ribbon, but it would be not bows for sure because you don't want anything to bulk up your page. So I'm just going to line that up there on that edge and then bring it across. That's straight. All right. So I can see the difference. I'm not sure if anybody else can, but the next thing that we're going to do is Stampin' Up! Doesn't make a what's it called? A stamp that has all the numbers on it. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come in with my ruler and I'm going to draw a line here. Let's see, probably be a little bit thicker here. We're just going to be coming down here. I hope I'm doing that nice and straight. And so then I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to write Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And then I'm just going to write the numbers in. Very quickly here. I think there's a comment, but I can't look at it this moment. So my apologies, it'll just be a second. Okay, my dog is getting her ball and I can see the cord from my computer getting jostled. She's starting to panic me. Oh, I needed one more line. There we go. Hopefully I didn't make any mistakes. 7, 8, wait. Oh wait, 20, this is supposed to be 28. Oh my gosh. Panicked for a second there. Now I have this awesome eraser I'm going to come in with. I'm just going to put a line, a black line underneath here. And then I've got this little tiny eraser. Oh, okay. Mom is asking, hey Tracy, do you have a die cut machine? Tracy, do you have a die cut machine? Maybe she's not watching anymore. Maybe she had to go. No, Tracy does not have a die cut machine yet. And I say yet, that's not maybe fair. Maybe she's not getting one. I love my die cutting machine. But the punches are fantastic. If you don't have a die cutting machine, I think one of the things I would miss about not having a die cutting machine is the embossing. The embossing is helpful just to give some texture to your projects. Okay, so now we've got this. What's the next thing I wanted to do? Oh, there's another sentiment in here that I feel is kind of uplifting and I should be thinking about for myself. And so I'm going to stamp that also in Memento. And it says, you are an inspiration, which it's a nice thing to read when you go to your page every month. There we go. You are an inspiration. All right, so to add a little bit to this, we want to write the words March in here as well, like we did on the other page. And I plan to, on my weekly and daily spreads, I plan to carry my dragonflies through for the whole month. So my entire month is going to be dragonflies, and I'm going to be using these colors. So that is the plan there. Let's write March on here. Where do we want to put March? Maybe up in this top corner. Yeah, let's do it up there. And I'm going to keep with the Memento just because it's on this pretty dark background. And it's so nice and crisp. These stamps are really, really great. So again, if you don't have this set, there's lowercase and uppercase, and you can actually, with the lowercase, and maybe I should show you that. You can actually have the lowercase letters all, let's do that. Let's show you. You can have the lowercase letters all attached together like you would in cursive. So now I just have to find all of them. Just gonna peel that right off. And we're gonna grab the A here. These guys are pretty teeny tiny. M-A. Do not want to lose any of these. R, oh, pretty. M-A. Sorry if my head is in the way. Just trying to make sure that these line up with each other. See? They all connect. Isn't that pretty? M-A-R. There's the C. Oh, it's so tiny. Oh, my word. Okay, I don't want to lose this. But I can imagine using this every month in my bullet journal because the writing it's gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. And as this shows, and it doesn't take long. I mean, you could write out a whole quote. Maybe that's what I'll do next month. I'll make my own quote using... Oh, I love that. Okay, I'm really glad I showed you because it's really fantastic how these letters go together. So again, this one is called, what is this set called? Make a Difference. And so if you're interested in that one, you know, please let me know. This, we don't have much time left in the annual catalog, and this is one that's in the annual catalog. I'm going to put 2021 on here too. My 2, and then where's my 0? My 0, I'm just going to pop him on the other side. I'm going to leave my 2 already on there. Oh. And then another 2, and then we need our 1, and then we can decorate with our dragonflies. These are good clean afterwards. I just... Okay. Lost my comments there for a second. Okay, one more. 2021. All right. So we've got our butterflies flying across the page, and now we are going to grab one more stamp here, and I think we're going to grab this guy. So we've got 2 different ones. We've got one with a dark body and one with a light body, and we're going to use the light body one. And where'd he go? There we go. Get my memento out here and ink him up. And I'm just going to grab my snips here and cut off some of my extra paper there. And we're going to come in and do this right near the bottom. Let me get one big guy right there. And we need our punch. And I need to cut off more of my paper. Stopping me from doing what I need to do there. And we can just line it up. Go. Okay, we need one of those, and then we also need a blue one, which I have already for us. So that one was with the darker body, and this one is with the lighter body, so they look just a little bit different. And the last thing that we need, oh, I have one here. So I want to put one of these guys, one of the little guys. Oh, I was going to show you how to do one of the little guys inked up. So what we do is we take our stamp. We're going to stamp. We're going to come in, go right here. And then we're going to take our punch. And we're going to use this part. I don't know if you can see that. I hope you can. We're just going to come in. Now we waste a little bit of paper here, but see how we've cut out the middle part there? And now we have a dragonfly that has some printing on it. So I'm going to use this guy with some of my glue dots. Tear that off. Put a glue dot in the middle of that guy. And I'm going to put him down here in the flowers. And then the other thing that I have done is I've taken some of our vellum, and I think I told you that I was going to use the 2-inch and the 2 1/4 inch, and I've cut out some of our vellum. So if you haven't used vellum before, it's this see-through sort of opaque, and I've made 2 different ones. I'm going to put this away. And we're going to be attaching our larger guys to each of these. And then this one. Yeah, I know what you mean, Mom. It's been a tough year. I always had so many different things to write in, and there was always track practice and basketball practice and soccer practice, and we don't have any of those things, and that's okay. It's actually been a nice, quieter year. Good time to reprioritize. And I'm going to try to talk over my son, who is, he's taken up gaming. Okay, so with vellum, you have to be careful where you put adhesive on it, but because we have something right on top of it, the nice thing about that is we can put the adhesive, and we can use glue dots again, right there. Now, if you wanted to give your vellum a little bit of texture, you could put it through the machine also using this, and that is an option too. I'm not going to do that this evening. But just make sure you put your glue dots on the vellum where you have, because as you can see, you can see through. So I'm just going to kind of double up where that went, and I'm going to put this guy right here. And then that's why I'm sticking the dragonfly to the vellum before I put the vellum down. I don't suggest glue, liquid glue for this. I like the sheets better sometimes, especially when it's something like this. I've got so many little pieces, but oh, it's sticking. There we go. Maybe one more. There we go. Okay, so this guy is going to go on here. And this one is a little bit bigger than the other one. And I'm just going to start doing my bullet journal. I'm going to start doing some time blocking. So I'm going to try to organize my day a little bit more structured and almost like blocks in a school day, right? But some of my blocks might not be, you know, an hour or 2 hours or whatever like that. It might just be half an hour or 15 minutes. So this guy's going to go right there. And then with our little guys, we can just add them in to help complement the rest. So this is another way that you can use your stamps. I hope that this has prompted you to try something else. I mean, there's always scrapbooking, which I'll do a scrapbooking page soon. But in the meantime, I thought this would be a nice way to show you how to use your stamps in a way that you might not have thought of. So put that guy right there. And it's really hard not to put bling or ribbon. I could probably do ribbon, and maybe that will be my next try. I'm just going to put some Stampin' Seal Plus on the back here. Once you get moving across here, when it is, it's got the texture on the back, sometimes it rips up because it's picking up that texture, but once you get moving across it, it's pretty good. Okay. I'm just going to line that up right there. It's pretty straight. And you know what? I've got another one of these guys, so I'm going to put, if I can find my glue dots again. There they are. And put this guy right down here. So there you have it. That is the project for this evening. Have you guys enjoyed watching the beginnings of my bullet journal for this month? I will, if I do some really cool pages with my weekly and daily spreads, I will take some photos and post them. In the meantime, keep stamping. And again, this is the last week to get celebration items for free. So if you are interested, please make sure you contact me if you want to put in an order. And if you're interested in this set, it's a great time to buy it. And then you can take part in my stamp class where we'll make some cards. All right. Have a great night. Take care. And we'll see you soon.